This video will show you how to replace the shock absorber from your flex suspension. You will need a flathead screwdriver, a hammer, a rubber mallet, a manual 13mm socket wrench, and a 6mm hex key. Place the suspension on its side. Use the back of a hammer to lever the side of the staple that is in the clamp upwards. Once the staple has lifted slightly, place the whole back of the hammer underneath the staple and use it to pull up on the whole staple in the middle. Alternate between levering the side in the clamp and getting fully under it to remove it. If you are unable to remove the staple with the hammer, take a flathead and wedge it underneath, applying upwards force to allow for more space for the hammer to fit. Do the same to the remaining staples. Rotate the suspension so it's standing up with the bottom of the shock facing you. Take a 6mm hex key and begin to remove the bottom two bolts. Once removed, go to the top two bolts and only loosen these by 2 full turns. Stand over the suspension and place your feet on the bottom clamp as shown. Pull the top of the suspension upwards and you should feel a pop from the shock. While upwards pressure is still being applied with one hand, use your other hand to pull the shock out by pulling away from the suspension. Make your way to the top of the suspension by the logo faceplate. Take a 13mm socket wrench and begin removing the 4 nuts that are attached to the U-bolts. When the U-bolts are about to be freed by removing the last nut, place a hand around the back of the suspension and remove the U-bolt from the back. If a U-bolt feels stuck, then just poke it through with your finger from the top. Now, grab the shock absorber and push away from yourself to free it from the suspension and pull it out. To reinstall the shock, first make sure that the angle of the rod ends are the same. On screen is an example of one that is out of line. To fix this, hold each rod end by the small stainless bars and use them to twist clockwise. There will be some resistance, but it will spin with some force. Use your eye to make sure that they are the same angle. If they haven't moved since removal, you will be good to go. Once checked, slide the shock in with the skinny side down and the fatter part at the top where the Shark logo faceplate is. The holes at the top of the clamp should have no bolts in them yet. Lean the suspension back and place the small stainless bar against the slot in the clamp that is made to nestle it. Make sure the bar is sitting fairly central in this slot. Now take the 2 U-bolts and place them through each side with the threads facing upwards, ensuring they cover the stainless bar. Once through, hold it there with one hand and with the other, place a nut over the top thread finger tight to keep it in place. This is how it should look in this area. Now, spin the suspension around so the Shark logo is facing you. Place the remaining 2 nuts over the lower threads, then fasten with a 13mm socket. For these nuts, it is best to use a manual tool, not a powered one. In the same position that was used to remove the bottom of the shock, stand with your feet over the bottom clamp and pull up. While applying upwards force with one hand, pull the bottom of the shock towards you and the stainless rod will pop into place under the semi-loosened bolts. Use a flathead screwdriver alongside a 6mm hex key to prevent the rod from moving while tightening. Place the flathead vertically and slot it into the left side gap where the stainless rod sits within the clamp. Then, tighten the top right bolt with a 6mm hex key until it just touches the stainless rod. Once this one is tightened, you can remove the flathead and fasten the remaining top left bolt. Now, simply place the remaining 2 bottom bolts and tighten until the bolt heads just touch the stainless rod. Flip the suspension on its side and take the staples and rubber mallet. Line up the staples with the pre-drilled holes and hammer them in, focusing your force on the side that is in the clamp. Hammer them until you can just get the end of a flathead screwdriver underneath. Some staples may appear not to line up with the holes, but if you place the clamp side in first, then lightly tap while aiming the other side of the staple, they will fit. Once all of the staples are hammered back in, your flex suspension is fit for use.